The United Nations Population Fund estimates that 5,000 women are killed each year worldwide for dishonoring their...
No hate, no fear. Muslims are welcome here, no hate, no fear. Muslims are welcome here, no hate, no fear. Muslims are welcome here, no fear, no hate, no fear. Muslims are welcome here, 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 no hate, no fear.
I came from New Haven because I saw on Facebook that there was a counter protest to what apparently is a very small group of people who don't see the world the way that we do. You know, listen, language matters, right? Language has brought us to this point, I think. I think some of the things that we've heard in the last 2 or 3 years from those who are running to be the leaders of our country have something to do with why people are emboldened to be out today to say what those people down there are saying. But when you look at the two different groups, I think you see a more diverse group over here. I think you see a bigger group, and that's because it's hard to be one of those people. But let's be clear, the language of a travel ban is really a ban on Muslims is reflective of the history of this country. Look, this is not the first time we've had a ban on Muslims in this country. We had a ban on the practice of the religion of Islam from the time of slavery, right? The slaves who came over here, a third of them would have been practicing that religion. That's kind of important to remember. This is baked in the cake of the American history, and yet there's always been a resistance to it. So I came here today to stand with you because I think it's important to be part of that resistance.
When our Jewish brothers and sisters were killed in the Holocaust, we said never again. Yet here we are today. Standing on the same side, on the same street with a group that preaches hate, that preaches to divide us, that is preaching for hate from the top all the way down. So we're here to remind this group, this administration, these senators, these representatives, our president, our so-called president, that never again is today. That never again is never again, whether it be Muslim, Christian, Jewish, atheist, anyone. That we will not let anyone divide us. That we will let this hate drive out. That our peace, our love, and our unity will be here. We will be standing next to each other, as Bishop just said, among one another. That mankind is better than this, that humanity is better than any hate that they preach. So, how can we sit by as a nation and watch as these humans are killed in their homes when trying and leaving and coming into our country? We say no. We say we put a ban, we put a wall. We'll take your resources, but we will not let you win. How dare we stand for this?
They come to divide us, we come to unite us. They come to peddle hate, we come to peddle love. America, you know better. If we are truly want to fight radicalism and extremism, then this is what we need to do. We need to put our hands together. We need to be united. We cannot face this problem divided. We cannot be shouting across the fences at each other, but we need to be working hand in hand with each other. My dear brothers and sisters, don't get fooled by their title. Don't get fooled by what they are telling you they're here for. They are supposedly against Sharia and they're marching against them because it's taking over America. But what they're here for is to peddle an extreme agenda. The ironic thing is that every time I talk about ISIS, every time I talk about Act for America, I find myself using the same talking points. They are opposed, supposedly, to Sharia law, but in fact, they are opposed to see Muslims assimilated, to see Muslims part of the American fabric. And what does ISIS want to peddle? They want Muslims to not be assimilated. They want Muslims to look at others as infidels, and they want us to act heinous crimes. Well, that's what they survive on. And here's the problem. Act for America has been in existence for probably 15 years. But now, Act for America has access to the White House. Because the person who's sitting in the White House is welcoming them with open arms. And we need to say no to that. We need to organize, we need to push back, and we need to take the White House back from extremism and back to the people. For my dear brothers and sisters, the fight is long, it is hard, and it needs work, and it needs dedication. It needs for us to organize. It needs for us to reach out to each other. And it needs us to stand together and fund the work that each and every one do. There is great organizations. I'm looking around and I see great faces, great organizations. Thank you. Please do not leave today until you meet somebody new. Please do not leave today before you get on into an organized group and be part of them. If you don't have a group of your community, create one. Reach out to each other. And let us march on. Because as we said, love, and I hate that word, trumps hate. Love trumps hate.
Love trumps hate. Love trumps hate.
You know, my grandparents immigrated from Egypt. We came here in the 70s. I was born in Egypt, but I moved here when I was 2. That's why you can see I have no accent. And as all good people of immigrant nations, we moved to the Bronx. That's where we all start, right? And as we moved to the Bronx, like I said, we started off just like anybody because we wanted to pursue the American dream. The American dream is not just for one community. The American dream is for all communities. When I look at the US of A, I see everybody of all different faiths, different backgrounds, different skin color, different beliefs, different way to love one another. And when I see that, that is what makes this country great. Love is what's needed in this country. Hate does not make this country great. Hate crimes, last year, 44% rose in the Muslim community. 44% of hate crimes rose in the Muslim community. Over 70% of Islamophobic acts happened. Now, it's unfortunate what happened in Portland with the folks who have passed away, but I wear this every day. I identify in the public as a Muslim. Every day I'm wondering, you know, am I going to walk and I'm going to encounter this person who's going to come and like say something offensive or rip you know, my headscarf off, my jeb off. I get worried. But when I see beautiful people like you here today standing with me, I have some hope in our America. I have some hope in our America.
You see, when God stooped down on the face of the earth and made man, He made all of us. No matter what faith you belong to, I've been a Christian ever since I knew myself. But my Muslim faith believers are my brothers and sisters. They are our neighbors. The man asked Jesus, "Who is my neighbor?" And see, Jesus implied that no matter how far out of the neighborhood you may live, because of his need you have become his neighbor. I can't watch my Muslim brother or sister in need like they do now, because apparently from the top the seed of hate is being sowed. I have to stand next to him. I have to come over here and stand next to him. I've got to put my arms, I've got to do more than that. I've got to put my arms around him, and I've got to whisper to him that I love you. I want to see you succeed. I want to see your children succeed. I want to see your children grow up in a place that's called the United States of America. What don't we believe in the word united? My God! What don't we believe in the word united? United, we stand. When 9/11 happened, every time I look around, I see the word, we are united. We are united. But every day, my brothers and sisters, whether they're in school or in the mosque, they are being persecuted. Where does the United stand?
Divided.
Where does it stop? It never stops.
In front of a library in the city of Waterbury, we are supposed to be expressing the fact that discrimination is illegal. Difference in treatment is illegal in places of public accommodation, in employment, in credit transactions, and in housing. So what I've done today is I brought 3 of my colleagues. They're standing over there. You can see the sign. It says Connecticut Commission on Human Rights and Opportunities. We are the state agency that enforces the anti-discrimination laws in the state of Connecticut. The reason why we enforce these laws, the reason why all of us embarked upon this career, because we understand that together, hand in hand, we can rock this nation, right?
Amen.
Divided, we are going to fall. United, we will stand.
Arum Shamaki. That's greetings from my native language, which is Algonquin. And I want to thank my brother Robert, who mentioned where we are today, the burial grounds of my ancestors and the ancestors of the Golden Pecasset and the Shattuck Nation. So that's where we are. I guess I was called up because I'm recognized for a few things. You know, we had a no ban, no wall demonstration in New Haven, and the police cracked down on us, and I was arrested. And there was plenty of lies told about who I was and what I did that day. And that'll all come out in court one day, but you know, that's what makes me so recognizable, I guess. You know, it's not a way to be famous I want to be. But you know, we also did I'm with a group called Act Now to Stop War and End Racism. And we've been acting, organizing since 2003 against these wars that are happening overseas, whether it be Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Libya. All these wars that are attacking Muslim people on a daily basis. This country attacks Muslims, bombs them, kills them, and then doesn't want their refugees to come here when they have no other place to go.
I served 6 years in the U.S. Navy so that they could do that and you could do this.
Right.
I didn't prepare any remarks. I was moved to come up here and say this. I was stationed in Morocco, and I had many, many dear friends who were Muslim. And I learned about Islam, and I learned that they honor guests in their home. There are so many wonderful, wonderful Muslim customs that I dearly love my friends, who I still are in touch with in Morocco. And that's what brought me out here today. I saw that was going on, and I came here. So, from a different religion, the Buddha said, "You fear what you don't understand." And as my sister in the yellow shirt said, learn about Islam if you are not. Because when you learn about Islam, you will not fear Islam. And that's all I got to say.
So again, this is a statement from Representative Elizabeth Esty. Hate has no place in Waterbury, in Connecticut, or in the United States. People who incite violence against religious groups in the name of America are not protecting our great country. They are defaming it, they are damaging it. Freedom of religion is fundamental to who we are as Americans. And I'm proud to say and use my First Amendment right to join all of you in standing for the principle to reject hate and discrimination in all its forms.
Before my remark, I just want to talk about some of these great signs here. ACT does not represent me. Beautiful sign. Yes to love, no to hate. Here's something from the Quran. Mankind is a single nation. I'm going to come back to that later. America acts with love. Don't normalize, organize. That's so important. Because the word resistance, everybody uses the word resistance now. But resistance means you're going to put yourself in the works, try to slow it up, try to stop it, try to disrupt it. It doesn't mean hustling for the Democrats. But that's what we see. Great one here from Stand United Against Hate. And I thought you had another one about Waterbury. You had one specifically. Are you from Waterbury? All right. How many people here are from Waterbury? All right. Very good. From them, they had to bus them in from Oshkosh and from Nazi Germany and places like that. I don't want to insult Oshkosh. I'm sorry. I want to remark on one thing, though. I think you got to beware of using the language of the haters. What is this business about? Let's make America great again. Why do we have to be great? And exactly when were we great? Was America, Americans have done great things. America has, the American Revolution, okay, the smashing slavery in the Civil War, fine. There's been some good legislation. But, the country being great, were we great when we brought slaves down into New Haven Harbor and had them all over this country for hundreds of years? The Constitution, which everybody worships, was it great when it had a clause in it that said a black person was 3/5 of a human being? Was it great when, Trump loves this Andrew Jackson president? And what is he most infamous for? The Trail of Tears, throwing the Cherokee off their lands in Tennessee and Georgia and making them go to Oklahoma where thousands of them died en route. Were we great when we were doing all that? Were we great in the 1990s when we were doing sanctions against Iraq? When Madeleine Albright, the secretary to the UN, ambassador to the UN, said, well, we had killed 500,000 Iraqi children to get our way there, but it was worth it. She actually said those words on 60 Minutes. Were we great then? Were we great now when so many black youth are just murdered? We had a fellow 20 years ago, Malik Jones in New Haven. Somebody said, the police said, we heard he was driving erratically. An hour later, he's shot dead. Why do we have to take this great business? It goes into this American exceptionalism. Have you heard that phrase? We're an exceptional country. We don't have to join these treaties. We don't have to be part of the criminal court because our soldiers are the most moral in the world. And we never do war crimes and all this kind of stuff. I don't think that's a good thing to do. Let's have our own vocabulary. Mankind is a single nation. I don't think we have to drape ourselves and wrap ourselves in flags.
Think of us as Muslims. We're just like you. We're your neighbors, we're your friends. Our Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, talked about the neighbor and treating your neighbor so kindly that he said the angel Gabriel came to him and he emphasized being just and kind to your neighbor so much that he thought he was going to be able to inherit from him. This is how serious Islam feels about treating just your neighbor, be they Muslim, Christian, Jewish, anybody. So brothers and sisters, these people are ignorant. They have no understanding of Islam. They have no understanding. They want to make, they want to make America a different place than what we're accustomed to living. So we as human beings, we are all, as the sister and brothers have said, all part of one human family. We have to come together and fight this bigotry and this hatred from every corner of this earth.